prior to this cooperative effort, where SeaWorld provided direct, unparalleled access to our pregnant whales, researchers had no solid way of knowing whether or not a female in the wild was carrying a calf.
Wow, wasn't that a lot of questions, but believe it or not, we get them every day.
We sure do. Killer whales communicate with each other using all sorts of different sounds. Let's listen. Each type of killer whale, each pod has their own unique set of calls or dialect. But don't forget, killer whales can use body language too.
Sometimes they blow bubbles, bump into each other, or even scratch each other with their teeth, causing rake marks. These are the multi-line marks you may see on the skin of killer whales and dolphins. This is just one of the ways these animals display dominance over one another during social interactions, both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. Well, you've just learned how killer whales vocalize and use body language to communicate with each other. But do you remember how we communicate with them? That's right, through signals. Here at SeaWorld, we communicate with our whales, and we want the next generation to be able to do the same.
All right, now here comes my favorite part of the show. We have two very lucky volunteers with us here today. To my left, interacting with Mike and Nakai, we've got Tilly. She's giving you guys a big wave hello. And over here interacting with Orkid and Connor is Jake. And let's give these guys a big round of applause. We're going to see some pretty cool training going on here. All right, now it looks like over here, Mike and Tilly are asking Nakai for a double catch wave. There we go. All right, let's see what Connor and Jake are going to do. Looks like we might ask for the same behavior, so they're going to wave there to Orkid and have Orkid wave her flippers back. Awesome. All right, let's see what's next over here. Looks like Tilly and Nakai are going to do a little dance together. Or a big giant dance. Nakai's not little, is he? It's pretty big. All right, let's see. Oh, this one's going to be good over here. Let's see what Jake's going to ask. It looks like a big giant squirt. There we go. All right, Tilly and Jake, we thank you guys so much for joining us today. We want to give you guys these very special whale tail necklaces to help remember meeting Orkid and Nakai. What do you guys think? Think they did a great job?
I think we have some future animal trainers on our hands. Don't you all think they did a great job? Come on, yeah, they did awesome. Oh, here's another great question. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love that question because it lets us give you a peek at how much we care about these amazing animals. Okay, Carly, are the trainers ready?
We sure are. Now the training you're about to see actually allows us to take care of the whales. And as you see what Nakai is doing over here, offering his tail swoops to Mike, and so Mike's over here getting what we call a swoop present. Now this is one of the most important behaviors that we do with the killer whales. This allows us to get a blood sample from very near the surface of their tail swoops, just like we have the vein system in our arms so we can go to the doctor and get our blood taken. This is a great way to track their health. Now the slide-out behavior that Amaya is showing us, she's actually just learning this behavior right now, so this is a lot of fun for her to try. This actually allows us to weigh the whales. We do weigh them once a week, and this helps just to ensure that the whales are eating the proper amount of food and that the calves are growing properly. Now the high energy behaviors that you saw earlier in the show, such as the breach, these are behaviors that can ensure that the whales are getting the proper amount of exercise. Now these are behaviors that killer whales will participate in here at SeaWorld and out in their natural environment.
I know our guests also wonder how much does a killer whale need to eat to stay healthy?
Well, just like you and I, each killer whale has different dietary needs. So we'll take Kalia and Amaya for instance. Now, Kalia is eating about 130 pounds of fish every single day. She's about full grown. She's almost 11 years old. And so she is producing a lot of milk though still for baby Amaya here. So she has a little bit higher diet than a whale of her age and size would typically be. Now Amaya is eating about 14 pounds of herring each day, but the majority of her nutrition comes from her mother's milk still, which is very, very fatty. It's about 35% fat. So she grows a lot, and we haven't had a chance to actually weigh her yet, but we're looking forward to getting that very soon. Now it's important to note that no matter what the killer whales do each and every day, they get all their food no matter what.
Because we've been able to determine how much killer whales eat at different stages throughout their life, researchers in the field can use that information to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for killer whale populations to thrive. And that type of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and physicals from our veterinarians aren't all that our killer whales need to stay healthy. Each whale's well-being is so important to us, we want to make sure that their minds are stimulated and challenged as well. Now, if you look up on the screen, we have several different types of enrichment, and these are just basically giant toys that killer whales can play with. Some of them sing, some of them float. Now, this is some kelp. They can play with the kelp, they can put it on their flippers, they can also eat it, so that makes it multifunctional for them. You might have seen that there was a piece of jello stuck to the glass, and this is something they can play with as well. Now the jello provides different enrichment for them in all kinds of different ways, so it's a lot of fun to come up with different things to enrich the whales. Now it's important to note that given all the toys that we provide for the whales and the games, the best enrichment still seems to be interaction with our other pod, and the pod of our whales and our team of experienced trainers. Now today we have something really, really special to share with you guys. As Jamie had mentioned earlier, today is Amaya's first birthday. There she is. This is a behavior she's learning as well. Now we wanted to share with you guys a really special birthday card that we got from one of our guests. Her name is Kennedy, and she really loves Amaya, so we wanted to take a moment to share this with you guys. She says, "Hi Amaya, as you are reading this, it means a lot to me. I love your spirit so much, and if you are noticing my tiny face in the crowd, it makes me really happy. I hope you have an amazing birthday, so smile, have fun, and be that funny, cute little Amaya that everyone, especially me, loves. From Kennedy, your future trainer." So that was a lot of fun. Now here at SeaWorld San Diego, we like to have a lot of fun with the whales, their family, just like we're a part of their family. So we made a really special treat for Amaya today. And this is also some of that enrichment that you guys saw earlier. So it's got ice and kelp in it, and the kelp, the number one is made out of actually some kelp. So we're going to see if we can slip this into the water. It's pretty heavy, so we'll see how gracefully we can do this. How many trainers does it take? Do you want to flip it? Alright, so there it goes. It's kind of tricky sometimes when their toys weigh so much. So there it is, floating in the water. Now as soon as Missy and Autumn are ready, they're going to ask Kalia and Amaya to come over here and enjoy this toy. So you guys can kind of watch and see what they do. They're probably going to discover how they can get, looks like Kalia's going to show her how to interact with this cake first. So everything Amaya learns, she learns from the other members in her pod. She learns how to play with toys, she learns how to interact with her trainers and how to come over and do different behaviors. So this is really important for her to learn how to get involved with different enrichment. Now it looks like she's discovered that the kelp, which I have a little piece of it right here that happened to fall off before we put it in the water, looks like she's discovered to flip that ice treat over and start picking out that kelp. Alright, so now she's going to get a few other members of our pod to come to her birthday party. So here come Orkid and Nakai as well. Now ice is something that the killer whales seem to really enjoy eating here at SeaWorld. They can eat it in all different forms. You might have noticed earlier that we had some cups that were frozen that have the ice cubes in them, just like the cups that you guys get out in the park. And this is one form that we can give it to them. And we also have a snow machine, since snow was so hard to come by here in San Diego, thank goodness. And this is something that they also enjoy. We can make big treats out of snow and all kinds of fun stuff and give them snowballs. So this is an enrichment that will last maybe up to 45 minutes if they play with it consistently, or if only a few whales play with it. Sometimes we'll put kelp inside of the ice, so it takes them a while to actually get to it. We put it on the outside this time so you guys could see the one, since that's what we're celebrating today. Looks like she's having a whole lot of fun, huh?
Something just like that.
example, as well as how all members of the pod help teach the whales. Now Orkid seems to be teaching her the most. She's showing her how to get the best access to that kelp right now. All right, it looks like we are going to continue on with the show. We thank you guys so much for helping us celebrate Amaya's first birthday.
All right, how about a question for all the kids out here? They always want to know who would win if a killer whale squared off with a great white shark. All right, raise your hand if you think the shark would win.
Who would win?
Okay, raise your hand if you think the killer whale would win. Yeah, that's right, the killer whale. You see, a shark hunts alone, and a killer whale hunts with a pod of killer whales. So it's not even a competition. Killer whales have even been known to hunt a blue whale. Do you know how big a blue whale is? At over 80 feet, it's the biggest animal ever to have existed on the planet. But killer whales can hunt these huge animals because they coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate. They work together as a team to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. We can learn a lot from them about how to overcome the challenges our ocean faces. In fact, if we collaborate like the killer whales, we can change the fate of the ocean and our world. Oh, perfect. We have a few more questions. These are some really common questions that we get asked all the time. All right, here we go. First one, why do some dorsal fins hurt? Great question. You see, dorsal fins have no skeletal support, such as bones or cartilage, to help support their height and weight. They're made entirely of connective tissue. If an animal spends more time at the surface of the water, the tissue in the dorsal fin may weaken and the fin will bend. We occasionally see curved dorsal fins both in the wild like the photos and here at SeaWorld. All right, next question. How fast can they swim? Well, depending on their body weight, killer whales can swim close to 30 miles an hour. Check it out. Great. All right, next question. How much water can their tails splash? Well, their tails, or flips as they're called, are strong enough to fling a whole lot of water about halfway up these stands. All right, last question. If all the whales splash all at once, do they get the whole audience wet? Well, maybe not the whole audience. You know, killer whales are so inspiring. In fact, the more we learn emotions. Never stop wondering about the natural world around you. Be sure to visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com for your free download of the Whales Up Close book and share it with your family